What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to the Star Wars Exchange for another episode. And this week, Mike and I are going to be talking about our experience in Galaxy's Edge. I just looked away because I was like, what are we talking about again? Galaxy's Edge. We just recorded an episode. Yeah, we're doing back-to-backs today. This will come out, obviously, like separated. But yeah, Galaxy's Edge, Mike and I went about a month ago, but we never got the chance to talk about it because, there's a little show called Obi-Wan was coming out at the time, and this little event called Star Wars Celebration happening. So it just kind of blended in with the chaos, but we did want to sit down eventually and do a good, proper talk about it. As you can see, we've got our Galaxy's Edge cups. These were a must purchase for both of us. We just loved them. But yeah, we had fun there. But of course, Mike, how are you going today?
I'm doing amazing, Ari. When you told me we were going to recap this, I was like, oh, God. I don't remember. I forgot. I don't remember.
It was a minute ago.
It was. A lot has happened since then.
Yeah.
But every time I look at this cup, my soul is filled with nothing but joy. Mm-hmm. So I was like, nope, I know exactly what I want to talk about today. So, Ari, overall thoughts on Galaxy's Edge. Let's talk about it. Yeah. You went there actually twice.
Not really, but I'll talk about it.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
All right. So for context, how we did it was we were in Anaheim, and obviously neither of us are from Florida or Anaheim, so it was a good time to like capitalize on being there. It's like, Let's go check out Galaxy's Edge. So we had just done the 4 days of celebration, so we were pretty Star Warsed out. We were, that's one way. We were like really in the mood for Star Wars, but at the same time, I was like, we were so tired. So much Star Wars was going on. I was like, oh, okay, more Star Wars, let's go. Which didn't make us less excited for it, but it was like, I mean, maybe it did a little bit just because we were so exhausted.
Right?
Would you say?
Yeah. I was just. I mean, it's obviously two types of different ways of experience Star Wars, from Celebration to Galaxy's Edge.
Very different.
But I was just overall just tired of anything that I saw Star Wars. I was like, oh no, run the other way. But yeah, it was still exciting to go to. It was your first time at Disney the Disney park,
exactly.
So
I mean, to be completely honest, I could not have cared less about any of the other Disney stuff. I was really, if Galaxy's Edge didn't exist, I wouldn't be going to Disneyland. But Galaxy's Edge, my overall thoughts, loved it. And that's coming from someone who had just spent 4 days at Celebration and had, seen some pretty damn cool Star Wars stuff. I really loved Galaxy's Edge. And, it's interesting. When we first walked in there, I was getting really excited. And then we got there. And for the first hour, I was sort of like, this is really cool. But I don't know. I wasn't really vibing with it. But then we spent like the full day there, literally like 12 hours in Batuu. And I really loved it. I honestly went in a little bit blind because I didn't know how I didn't like really understand how like Disney parks work and everything. So I think that hour where I felt off was just more me like adjusting to it because I really just didn't know how it was gonna play out.
Right.
But yeah, anyway, when we started going on the rides and we started eating the food and we started taking pictures and interacting with the cast, I was like, this is amazing. This is why people like love this stuff so much, and not just the Star Wars stuff, but why kids are always so excited to go to Disneyland or whatever. Because I'm from Australia, we didn't have one there. I was just like, yeah, Disneyland, cool. But now I sort of get the hype behind it, and had a lot of fun. The rides are just an absolute highlight. There, you wait about an hour and a half, and then they go for about like the Smugglers goes for like 5, and Rise of Resistance goes for like 10 to 15. Mm-hmm. But it is worth it. They are so cool. Like, and part of it makes me a bit sad because I'm just like, I know that, like, realistically, not every Star Wars fan is going to be able to experience this, whether it's because of, location or, money, whatever the issue is. It's like, and that makes me a little bummed because I'm like, I was very fortunate, and so were you, to like be able to get there and do that. But part of me was like, I really just wish this was more accessible. Yeah. But I really did enjoy it for, what it was, which it was great. And then, like just wandering around the market, just everything like that. And it got to the point where when I had to leave, because I went back a little bit for the second day because I had planned on going like before me and Mike had probably organized what we were doing. So I just had a second day. So I was like, I'll just go for a few hours. But I was pretty exhausted anyway. But on that day when I was leaving, I was like, I just don't want to leave. It just feels like I'm in Star Wars and it's just so much fun. I just don't want to go. But definitely made me be like, yeah, like this is worth coming back to eventually. It's not something that I would, want to do. Like, it's like, if I'm in California or Anaheim, whatever, it's like, I have to go there. But at the same time, it's like, I really was like, I would love to come back here with my brother or, or with Mike again or something like that. And, see it all again, but it's just something else. It's a really good experience, and not Galaxy's Edge, but we even did the Star Tours. You had already done it, but it was my first experience. I really loved it. But yeah, it's so fun where whether you're doing something or not, even like when you're waiting in line for smugglers, like people that have gone will know, like it's just fun. Like you're just looking at all this stuff. Like it's great, and even like just the music that's being played, everything it's super. What's the word that everyone always uses? It's like it feels like you're in it. Like it's immersive. That's the word. It's just so immersive. And I don't really know how this works. Like, should we say like spoilers? I don't even know. Like,
I guess, yeah.
If you want to go into the rides like completely blind, we'll probably just talk about what happened. So if you want to go completely blind into the rides, then that's fine. I would probably not listen to the podcast. Or you want to go into just like the whole experience blind, then maybe go somewhere else. But yeah, that was sort of my like overarching thoughts. Really nothing that bad to say. Like it's a theme park that there's going to be like theme park stuff. There's kids running around yelling and all that. But blocking all that out, like it's a really, really good experience. But Mike, your second time in Disneyland, your first time at Galaxy's Edge, what were your overall thoughts of the experience and how it all played out?
My second time at Disneyland.
Is that what did I say?
Second time at Disneyland. It was actually my first time at Disneyland, but I've been to Disney World.
Oh, okay. I don't know what the bloody difference is. I'll be honest with you. But I don't know, and I do not care.
And he does not care.
Disneyland, Disney World, whatever the hell you want to call it. Go on.
And we take a drink to that. No, listen, I obviously was very they announced Galaxy's Edge, and I was like, oh, cool, Star Wars Land. But I was like, let's be honest, when are we actually all going to be able to go because of price, range, even
then pandemic happened.
And I was never a fan of like, oh, let me go within the first 3 months and have to wait like 3 hours long for a ride. I was like, I'll go when the crowds are still popping, but a little bit more died down, right? Yeah. So it was. I mean, as soon as we walked in, you see Rey and Chewie having an interaction, and I was like, it's all coming already. It's like all hitting me.
Some would call it jarring.
It was very jarring. Yeah. And then as we approached, when we actually got the Falcon, I just had the Solo little motif playing in my head of when Solo first walks up to the Falcon, of that rendition of the Star Wars theme. I was like, this is just, was it the Star Wars theme that they played?
It was like something like that. Yeah, and you can just hear Lando going, the Millennium Falcon.
Yep. It was, I was that starstruck by it and being like, wow, it's in person and everything. And it was overall, I know this is what the cliche thing about the Disney experience is to say, but it was magical. It was magical. At the end of it, I was just already wanting to buy my ticket to go back again soon. And I feel like, we rode all the rides like twice, I think.
We did them both twice. And then the next day I went and did them.
Yeah. But it's like,
they're like that good that you want to go back.
They were really good. And I mean, the whole experience, even just walking into shops. I mean, I feel like I wish the only negative thing I would say is like everyone was talking about Doc Allendar's like shop, and it was like, yeah, it was cool, but I wish it was more of an experience than a shop. You know?
Actually, that's a fair point.
I was like, okay, I went in and expecting all this stuff, like, and it was just like the employee's like, which one you gonna buy? And it's like, what if I just want to look, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, can you just let me
look? But
and then sorry to interrupt, but they have like this really cool animatronic Doc Ondar, but it's like kind of shoved in the back. You can't really interact with it. I'm like, that's the coolest thing in there. Like,
exactly. Yeah. Same. But everything else, the food was amazing.
Yeah. Like it actually, it's ridiculously expensive, but it tastes good. Yeah,
amazing. The blue milk was great. I mean, we'll talk about all that stuff later. Yeah. But overall, I was just, Ari was saying we felt like kind of like out of Star Wars, and at the end, I was just like singing the Star Wars theme and being like, that was an experience. That was everything. And just as I say about the Star Wars Celebration, about being able to go and touch and feel everything, and experience. Same thing here. Like, I know it's trust me, it's very expensive. But if you have a piggy bank, if you start putting in $1 every day or $2, you'll get there eventually. But guess what? You have the time of your life. I feel like every Star Wars fan has to someday experience this.
Yeah, no, I completely, like, if it's plausible for you to go, like, don't, like, if it's, I don't really know. I don't want to tell you how to spend your money. You spend your money how you want, but
I'm
like,
going to tell you.
yeah, no, but it's like if you really want to do it, it's worth doing. Like if you're considering it, but you're not sure, like you have the money, but it's like, is that worth spending it on? I would say it is worth spending it on, but you know, everyone's situation is different, obviously. And that ultimately is the biggest negative, is that it's just the accessibility to it is not great, but the experience itself is pretty damn awesome.
Wait to hear our review of the hotel. No,
oh my god,
never.
No, we didn't stay in a Disney hotel, by the way. But yeah, you remind me when it got announced. I think I was 15, 14. I can't even remember, but I was like, are you kidding me? Because for me, I was like, what? I'm never going to that because that's in another country. When I was in that stage of my life, I was like, as if I'm going to go to the USA. But then when I was about to leave high school, I was like, I'm going to go on a trip. I was like, oh, I should. I really want to go to Celebration. That's how it started. And I was like, oh my god, perfect time to go to Galaxy's Edge. And then that sort of just manifested itself for me.
Wow.
So I just luckily got there. I didn't think I would be able to go anytime soon, but then it just it just worked out really luckily. So I'm just grateful that it did. But but I remember when it got announced, I was like, why? Like we can't all experience this.
Right.
And everyone, I knew that first month everyone would be talking about, like, oh, I went to Galaxy's Edge, and I'll just be like, there's no way I can go. Anyways, but I think the biggest sort of thing of the park, sort of the biggest experience, is probably the rides. And one stood out to us a lot, Rise of the Resistance. We had to wait an hour and a half on a very hot day to get our first peek at that ride, but it was worth it. Mike, what do you think of it?
Oh man, I had seen clips, and Ari went in blind.
Oh yeah, I hadn't seen anything.
Ari went in blind, so because I wanted to talk about the ride with him beforehand, and not intentionally, but just be like, oh bro, like I'm excited to experience this part. But I'm like, have you seen any? He's like, nope. I was like, all right, that's all you need to tell me.
I was going to watch them, and then I was like, oh, there's a small chance I might actually go. I want to.
Yeah. So he had not watched anything of it. So I was excited for me to experience it. I think I was more excited for you to experience it, even though I've never ridden it. I think genuinely, I was like, I think I'm more excited to get Ari's reaction, because he had no idea of all the madness that happens on this ride and just what to expect. But the best like Star Wars experience ever. I think it was just like amazing. Like you feel like you're in Star Wars. You feel like there's an actual battle happening around you. You actually feel like Kylo Ren is pulling you, and oh my god, oh, it was amazing. It was totally worth the line waiting and the heat, because once we got in there, like Ari said, it's very immersive. And once we get that message from Rey, I'm just like,
oh, the hologram. Oh my god,
I am
BB-8
melting.
comes out.
Yes,
yeah, and then like honestly, when we got on because I don't know why I didn't expect much, which I was just like, oh, like what can they really do with the ride? Like for me, but maybe I think I have a different like perspective, because I just am not really in that theme park sort of field. I don't really know about all that stuff. So I was like, what are they going to do? It's just a Star Wars ride? Like, we go on the roller coaster and it'll say Star Wars on the side.
Right,
like,
that's how I thought of it.
I really just didn't know. But then, oh my god, you get in the ship. There's I don't know if it's Akbar, if it's just some Mon Cala.
It's a random Mon Cala.
Yeah, a Mon Cala is just talking, and it's like real. He's right there. You're looking out the windows, and then all of a sudden, ship docks. A few first order officers sort of like walk in. That was crazy. And honestly, I don't really know what are the ins and outs of having a job at Disney and working in the cast, but they really do such a good job, because I can imagine how kind of potentially grueling that could be. You know, so honestly, shout out to those people. They do a really good job.
And shout out to the people we played Sabacc with, because they just couldn't care less.
no, they couldn't care less, but they had a great time with us.
We had a great time.
They were sort of a bit out of it, but they just were still really lovely. And
it felt very Star Wars to me. Like, you gonna take this one? I'll take them. It was great. It was a great experience. Like, if anything, it was more memorable because of that. Because if they were in character, like, hey, welcome to, I just would have been like, oh yeah, exactly. But they were the chillest guys, and I was like, this is so Star Wars right now. The two like stormtroopers off the side, even though they were just like villagers or something like that. But that was awesome. But Rise of the Resistance, walking through the entire ship, the Star Destroyer.
Oh my god!
Listen, I had done before this, and actually, I want to harp on this for a second, because I feel validated right now.
Yeah.
When they announced like Star Wars Land, I was like, what? Okay, so they're gonna have like a maybe like a TIE fighter roller coaster, and with on the side of it saying Star Wars or something, exactly in the same train of thought as you.
Yeah.
So the fact that I saw these videos of both these rides of Smuggler's Run and Rise of Resistance, I was like, all right, cool. When am I going to experience them? So when I did, it was just which one did we do first? Rise of Resistance.
Right.
Yeah. So Smuggler's Run felt like a step down, but Rise of Resistance. Let me tell you something. It's going to be. It doesn't matter. Whenever I'm in Disneyland, I'm going to ride that one the most, just because, or even Galaxy's Edge. I'm going to ride that one the most. It's going to be. It's every time. I have a stupid grin on my face by the end of it. I just have a big old stupid grin. And I mean, yeah, all the people are in character. Now that's the one where you want everyone to be in character.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
It's part of
if it didn't, it would ruin it. And they do a really good job.
Yeah.
Like, can I just say, I don't know if this was the one where if you were there or not, maybe you were, but when they're like dedicating you to like your groups, like you go there, they're just like some of the banter. I wish. Like, I know there would just, everyone would experience this and there'd be so many good, like, YouTube videos out there. Some of the banter that they give back to the people, like, just the sass, like, where people, like, step on the wrong line and they're like, oh, it's hilarious. I seriously am so impressed with those people who do that job.
You have to have a kind of talent to pull that off. They're very in the moment type people. I love it. And spot on and spontaneous. And that was great. And it was also going the second time on the ride. It was amazing to get people's reactions.
Yeah, because that's almost what you're before the big drop is. You're like, oh, I wonder what's gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly. And even it was funny because there's a scene when you're in the interrogation chamber. By the way, everything looks so real. It's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But there's a scene or there's a moment that happens where like the resistance helps you breaks you out from the interrogation chamber, and like they slice the wall and then a door, like they're able to like maneuver it out or whatever. Oh my god, it's so funny because I think on the second time there was a guy like just like chillax watching Kylo and Hux, and they went away and he's just waiting like this, and the wall starts going like this, lighting up, and I was like, and someone's like, oh, you gotta move because it's gonna pop on you. So it was just amazing seeing everyone's reactions to everything. And me myself, when we were in the I still have a video where Ari was just looking so mad confused at what was going on.
Because as I said, blind going in, I was just like, what the F is happening right now? Like, I was just bewildered by it. And they're like, gotta stand on red, stand on green. I was like, for what? Like, it
was when they put us in those transport carts with the droid units, oh my god, it was it was unreal, crazy. Like, you hear troopers blasting at you. You see Finn on the ground.
Really, genuinely feels like you're being like shot at in Star Wars. Like, it's crazy. And
the way you're being hauled around all around and being pulled this way. The droids communicating with each other.
People.
Amazing. And it felt like I was in Revenge of the Sith when you're going under those turbo lasers, or we got that shot when it's a turbo laser shooting each other ship to ship during the Battle of Coruscant.
Yeah.
And we're in one of those like moments.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow. And it actually looks like a space battle's going outside. And then you're thrown into like the escape pod, and the drop that happens is so insane. When I would get on these rides, I would just feel like a kid. Like if I was just a kid watching Star Wars for the first time. That's how immersive it felt. Yeah. So just
so good.
At the end, heart pumping. It just felt like I actually went through all that, and at the end, I'm like, man, I just want to get in line for 3 hours or 2 hours again, and ride it again because it was that good.
Yeah, no, I can't add much more to that. I felt the same. Like, I have a little bit of anxiety around claustrophobia. So the first time I couldn't help but be a little bit worried, like, oh, if this ride shuts down, I'm gonna be stuck here. So that was sort of in the back of my mind, but. So there were so many moments that just distracted me from that it was sort of fine. But a highlight for me is when like Kylo like pulls the two speeders in, and then the destroyer, the Star Destroyer, breaks open, and then you feel like this massive gust of wind on you. That was awesome. And then got that the what do you call it? The drop. The drop was fantastic because I first time did not see it coming. So like I'm not someone to sit on a roller coaster and scream. I'll be completely honest. But when it happened, I was just like, oh, just like felt this like really uncomfortable but fun feeling, and then came crashing down, and same feelings. Like as you're coming out, you're just like, oh, that was
epic.
That was something.
And they play the Star Wars theme when it's like cutting down, like it's you guys know what I'm talking. I'm not gonna sing on the podcast again, but you guys know what that is, and it just feels like you just blew up the Death Star, and it's just that was great. And actually, same as him, like I had that worry of like, oh my god, what if the ride breaks down? Yeah. Like that's why
because you don't know where you are. You're like, where actually am I in the park? In real life, you're like, where am I?
Yeah, you don't know.
Yeah,
but you will never see me if Star Wars did this. I will never do one of these. But like those big vests that come over you, I will never do those because if the ride breaks down, you cannot move. Or those people that get stuck in a loop.
Yeah,
have you ever seen those? So I was like, nah. But this one, like genuinely, like you.
Yeah, it's just a seatbelt. Like
it's a seatbelt, and they can take you out anytime. So it's like, and plus, like, I mean, if you were to get stuck in any ride, I would love to be stuck there just because, especially
it wouldn't even be that bad.
No, it wouldn't. I would be like, it's an AT-AT. Yeah. So no, it everything happens so fast that you're trying to appreciate everything, but it's like it happens so fast that you're like, oh, we're in the next one. We're in the next.
Yeah.
So
also, I did talk to someone who was saying like they would never like have it happen bad. Like if it did shut down, they'd take care of you real quick. So it's like it's more of a catastrophizing thing.
Oh yeah. So it's from hearing that from two anxious people.
Yeah.
If you're anxious out there, the ride will be fine.
Yeah. If it does shut down, you'll be fine.
You'll be fine. And I mean, like, and plus, it's not like you're in this car the entire time. It's a whole experience. Like, what's funny is like this little car ride is like real. All this other stuff, like they put you in a waiting room and it's Ray talking to you, expertly done. Where it's like it's really a waiting room. You're still waiting to get on the main ride, but it's like you're being transitioned from segment to segment. So it's just amazing. It's a lot of walking too. So they're like taking you down the hall of the Star Destroyer.
And they're like, come on, Resistance folks. Yeah. Come on. I will say though, that the waiting room thing, like the first time was great. Second time I was like, yeah. By the third time I was like, oh, shut up, Ray. Come on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, come on, let's get on with it. I will admit, but I don't know. That's bound to happen when you do it over and over. Because you're just waiting when you've gone back that many times, you're just waiting for, I can't wait for this epic moment to happen. Even like with the interrogation, I was like, come on, just come save us. I want to go get in the car.
Oh, wow.
Like, yeah. But that was like third time. First and second time, I was just loving it because it almost felt like, with the Ray hologram, I was like, I can just watch this on YouTube later.
Oh, With the actually, I would, even after the ride, this was how buzzing I was, even after the ride, or after the whole Galaxy's Edge experience, that's the first thing I went to. And when she came on, she's like, thank you for joining the cause. I was like, it just felt like I was right back there. And it was, so good. It just put me in my feels right there.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was Rise of the Resistance. Another great ride we went on was Smuggler's Run, which once you've done Rise, it is sort of a step down. However, still loads of fun. This ride, I should say, the line for it is so much better than the Rise one because there's like so much going on. There's like banter in the speakers between Hondo and one of his little workers. There's so many cool Star Wars references all over the line. It's really fun.
And you're when you actually like walk through, you get to see the depot of where the Falcon is parked. You're walking through there and you're like, oh my god, that's so sick.
Exactly. And so we got on and of course before you go into like the cockpit of the Falcon, you actually go into the Falcon. And this is but the only thing that really bummed me out about it is it's like it's literally like you're in the Falcon in like I don't even know what part of the ship you'd call it, like where they played Djarak, all that stuff.
Oh right.
But they don't.
Oh yeah.
They don't let you hang around there for long. Like you're literally there for 1 minute and then like but I just want to stand there for like half an hour and explore everything. So that was slightly annoying, but it's almost like you guys have this awesome thing. Right. Let us all explore it. But anyway, so because I took a photo on the holo table and then Mike said take one of me, but then like you have to come. And then the next time we tried again, and the same thing happened. So Mike never got his photo on the holo table, but you got one at C2E2, so you've got something.
It's not the same. Yeah. I can't believe you just compared them. But the queue's amazing, and I wish that part was part of the queue, just because I'm like, you have this amazing thing, but you don't actually get. I don't.
Or even just before you go in, they're like 5 minutes you can spend it here, or whatever it is.
Well, it's like if you want to keep the ride running and people in and out, then it's like make that part of the queue, extend something where you can, I don't know.
Exactly. Because also lines can be so boring. If you got to spend 5 minutes of the line in like, you know, the Falcon, it would be awesome. Anyway, that was the only thing that really annoyed me. From there, you know, they take you into the cockpit. There's 6 people on the ride. There's like engineers, gunners and pilots. I did
and mechanic.
Yeah, I did engineer and pilot, but I went 3 times. The engineer and the pilot is like the engineer and the gunner, I should say, is like literally the same thing. You're just pressing buttons.
Yeah.
The pilot is definitely the funnest because you can actually sort of somewhat control the ship. I did notice sometimes I'd be like steering it that way and it just wouldn't let you, go that way. Yeah. Just because like we had people by our second time, there were people in the back who just was yelling and screaming that we kept trying to crash the ship. Because you know it's true. We were trying to crash the ship because it was just funny hearing their reaction. Anyway, that was one of the highlights of Galaxy's Edge, honestly.
But that was in our like the first time. I was in the back. Ari was behind me, and we were just like clicking buttons the entire time, having a blast.
I wasn't even paying attention. I was just watching what was going on outside me, and just like feeling. the ride
same.
Shaking.
Like, it was cool sitting in actually one of those seats, yelling and screaming, and that was fun. Not like the people in the back, but it was still fun screaming. But
I was not screaming.
No.
Pretty much. See, it makes me look like I'm not enjoying it. I am having fun. I just have to. I struggle to just like be the guy to be like, "Whoa, yeah, okay."
Oh no,
I did Mike is that guy. Me, I'm just like that. Like one of the best things. I wish I was this out there to do it because in public I'm kind of like just a bit tamer. But there was it was our second time, and we were both pilots, and Mike was the one who did the light speed. And when he pushed it, he was like, "Woo!" I was like, "Hell yeah, let's go!"
Yeah. So that was awesome. And Ari and I were like, "Okay, we're gonna ride this ride one more time. Let's hopefully get be the pilots."
Yeah. And we got it.
And we got it. Even though we had just taken his picture with the holo chest, and they called us, and we're like, "Oh shoot!" And we immediately, I was like, "Ari, step right there," before other people came.
We just like God. Honestly, like it sounds bad, but we were like, we just want to do it so bad. We just like. No matter what happens, we're just going and sitting on those pilot chairs.
Yeah, no.
But if you want to do it, just go. Like honestly, a lot of people there aren't as like desperate Star Wars fans who have been waiting to go their whole life. Like they won't really care if you want to go sit in the pilot seat. So yeah. But
oh my God, and bro, let me just say this for people listening on the podcast: we're 2 co-hosts right here. Yeah. And that moment we became 2 co-pilots. That was insane. Yeah. I have a whole video, and I took a picture of me and Ari in those seats, and I was just like, listeners of the podcast are just gonna love this. Like we just became co-hosts, 2 co-pilots, and that's what we are.
Yeah, it was epic.
So it was really epic, and I mean the entire time I was just as Ari said, I yelled, had a blast, and that was the whole experience.
And I was just sitting there.
He was just sitting there
having a lot of fun.
No, he smiled once.
Yeah,
but
honestly, it was more like
that
was probably more my face.
No, that was your face during Rise of Resistance.
Yeah,
you know what's going on.
Yeah, but no, overall, like the actual ride. So yeah, it's just like you're in a box that shakes, but that is selling so short.
I hate that you think of that. You thought about it.
No, I'm just saying like when you break it down to what it actually is, that is what it is. But then the actual experience is fantastic. Like you go, it feels very like much you're in there. You're flying the ship. You go do a mission for Hondo. The mission is fun. It's loud. There's a lot going on. Action, and it's a little short. I will admit because you'll end up waiting like an hour, and then it goes for like it feels like 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe it's 5. It just feels short though. But then when you're done, every time you're just like, oh, it's done already. Like you just want to sit in there and mess around even more. But Smuggler's Run, once again, fantastic ride. And I'll be honest, I went into Galaxy's Edge this blind that I didn't even realize the rides were like that's what you did. I was like I knew everyone said do Smuggler's Run, do right, but I was like, what even is that? Like I actually didn't know.
Wow.
And then we're there.
Video. No.
So there you go. And but yeah, overall Smuggler's Run, fantastic. Any more thoughts on the rides before we move on to some other stuff?
As soon as you get in the parks, line up for Rise of Resistance. I will say, line up so you could do it again and again and again.
Yeah. And also, that's a good like entry point to Batu. I feel like.
Yes, very because you in the I was about to say in the game in the ride.
The game.
It takes you out of it too, and then it brings you back. And same with
Yeah.
smugglers. But so yeah, either one of those. But I would
Also,
definitely...
the line for rides actually starts when you enter Galaxy's Edge, so you can just like
yes,
jump in line, and then once you get off, enter the park. Like,
queue right away. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And
Sure.
rides make them your priority, because everything else is fun, but nothing is fun than being dropped and kicked around and in a box.
Yeah.
It's just fun. It's just absolutely the best. And it's you could walk around and be like, oh, that looks like a building in Star Wars. Sure. But when you're actually in these rides, it just makes you feel like you're in the film. So
it's just the most fun. But let's talk about actually Batuu, like the location, how it looks, because like I don't have a lot to say. I just wanted to say that obviously I already shout out the cast. Cast are great. And interacting with the stormtroopers. We didn't interact all that much, but we had a few little funny things that we got on camera. And with Chewie and Rey, they're all just so lovely. And then I think everything looks incredible. At least in my eyes, I'm like, because it's a planet that we're not. It's not like they're just like, oh, it's Coruscant or it's Tatooine or something. That they could have so easily done that, but maybe not Coruscant. That would be a bit tricky.
Yeah,
but like it's like this new planet, but it's just like something about it really makes you feel like you're just there living in Star Wars. So just the way it looks is incredible. All the details, what you have to do when you're there, you just have to dedicate a few hours just to simply wandering around and just looking at all the stuff. Me and you were taking so many photos of these little things, like. Just wandering around Batuu is fantastic. The Falcon, get your picture with it. That's something that looks incredible. There's so many cool like ships and just and go, as we already said at the start, go look at all the shots. But overall, I think just being there is just something else.
It is. Stupid us. We didn't even queue for the ride yet for any of them. But Ari was like, before we do anything, I want to walk around the park a couple times, just to get everything in. I was like, okay, we didn't go down this way, we didn't go down that way, but now we know next time. It's like queue for the ride right away. Now that we explored everything,
even though that was good to like,
it was good. It was good. It was good to wander around and stuff. But man, the land is pretty massive, and I know they're working on expanding it. Adding new stuff here and there. But my God, walking around just and like I said already, just outside. Just the Falcon, not even taking pictures with it, just looking at it was just surreal. And you hear all the ships and noises. And we actually went on the day that it was that they had first brought up Boba Fett and Fennec. Now I know that that was literally the first day.
Because I remember asking you, because we went at Celebration, I was like, are they just cosplays? Like I didn't know.
We asked each other, is that, and I remember asking you, being like, is that Fennec a cosplay? I don't know. I was like, beats me. And then I see Boba Fett, because apparently they announced this at Star Wars Celebration was that was going to take effect. That you would only see
go to that panel.
No, that they're only going to be walking around a specific area, and we were like, okay. But I didn't know about the news until afterwards. So I met Boba Fett. He was awesome. Chewie as well, and Chewie was, when we went up to Chewie to ask him for a selfie, he goes to Ari like, they were the same height.
Because of the height,
they were the same height, so that was amazing. All the characters were amazing. I wish I got to take a picture with Rey. Never saw her walk around. Maybe because of COVID. Maybe they only had Rey behind like the what's it called, behind. But they had Fennec out there, so I don't understand.
Who knows?
Anyways, it was cool. Stormtroopers were amazing. And listen, everything prior to Galaxy's Edge, I had written. Like Star Tours back at Disney World, they used to do a Star Wars parade where by the Star Wars launch bay, they had that where it was kind of like interactive experience. Like you'd had stormtroopers walking around, you had like posters and stills from Star Wars Rebels and from the films, and it was cool because Rebels was going on at the time. So I was like, oh, cool! Like seeing Rebels here was nice. And they even had Phasma and First Order stormtroopers like walking around that like specific area, like doing a cool. Then they had like all these characters come out, like Boba Fett, Darth Vader, all the stormtroopers, C-3PO, R2-D2, just come up and do a live performance. But to see it like you being immersed in in Batuu, walking around, and like all the coordinating characters or correlating characters, like Kylo Ren, the First Order was insane. That was insane. It just made it feel even more. And I hope they do like add more characters like Boba Fett and Fennec. Hopefully not where it's like, this week we're gonna have Vader and Obi-Wan to promote the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. Sure. But I really hope that they just expand their material. Like if we see Hera and Sabine walk around,
So
that will
good.
be awesome. But yeah.
Random detail, but just something I loved was next, like where you buy the Ronto wraps is like an 8D8 type droid, like I don't even know, cooking it up.
Yeah, he's like turning over the meat.
Yeah,
so
he's just literally just going up and down on this thing.
Oh man, that was great. While you're ordering your food, we went. Are we gonna do a food review?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Okay.
But the Ronto wrap I thought was like, I think I don't really have a lot to say about it. I can't review food, but it tastes good. It honestly tastes good. It tastes like something you'd eat in Star Wars. Like I don't even know how they've done that, but I'm sure they've put some weird stuff in there to make you think it's from Star Wars. But I don't even know. But it tastes good, and yeah, it's way too expensive, but it's great. The big thing that's like that Star Wars experience in terms of the food and drink, the blue milk. You have to go and drink the blue milk. It costs like $8 for a cup, but honestly, if you're there, you just have to do it. It's so worth it. Like, and honestly, it tastes good. We did a blue milk reaction video on Instagram, so go watch that if you haven't already.
Yeah.
Pretty much, all my thoughts were tastes like blue and it tastes like milk.
Yeah.
So
literally,
like it tastes like blue flavor, like blueberry type stuff. And then it's like kind of like a slushy, kind of icy, like it's nice.
On a hot day.
Yeah, we were like really hot as well.
It's the best thing. But yeah, go watch a reaction to it. Even now, I'm just kind of craving it. And
yeah,
oh man, that was epic.
Yeah, definitely. So food and drink, it's good. It's nothing like the highlight, but it was like it's definitely solid.
It added to it where it was like we're definitely having lunch here. And I couldn't even finish my Ronto wrap where I gave it to this guy. I was like, oh, and blue milk too. I was like, here, have it. So it's well portion sized, but I was like, I'm about to get on the break. I was like, I don't want a little bar for little, but
exactly. No, but it's just like you had to try it. Though,
it was really good, and you guys just have to. There's other menu items that I just want to go back and try. They have other stuff there too. So
yeah, definitely. And so so I'm trying to make sure we talk about everything. But something we didn't do was build the droid or the lightsaber. I know that's a big thing there. Honestly, budget wise, neither. But we just, we spent a week in Anaheim on hotels, all that stuff. It's like, like $130 for a lightsaber that neither of us. It's going to be hard to take home. We're like, we're good, but
you know what? I have a lightsaber somewhere. There. So you know what? It counts. But
yeah, it's like at the end of the day, it would have been cool, but I guess we can't tell you what we. There we go. Okay. So what were we just talking about?
The droid shop.
Okay. But yeah, we also went into what we did do though is we went into the Droid Depot. You were there, right? Yeah. I'm confused just because of the few hours I spent there by myself. But yeah, that was cool. And there's like all these droid parts hanging around. It's like same with all the shop, like even just like the marketplace or the shops, like everything there. It's just like whether you're buying stuff or not, it's just fun to check out. Honestly, so we bought like cups. We both bought like a sabak deck, and that was really it. Like if you want to go out and spend a bunch of money there, go for it. You'll get some cool stuff. But
yes,
I think it's cool to just go get a memento. So, and even if you really don't want to spend any money, just go look at all the stuff. It's fun. And overall, like for people who didn't do the droid building or the lightsaber building, I didn't feel like I missed out on anything. I'm gonna be completely honest. Yeah. Like I there was so much other stuff to do. I was like, I don't even know. And it would have been annoying carrying a lightsaber around all day. Like,
oh yeah.
But I have heard it's really good, but I don't know. I don't really feel like I missed anything. However, I still want to do it eventually. One day.
Eventually, yeah. I'd feel like, okay, now that I've ridden Rise of Resistance for the 80th time, I want to build a lightsaber. I want to do something new here. Yeah, there's still more to do. And yeah, even though we didn't like Droid Shop, I was like, okay. I looked up and I was like, okay, cool, great. I don't know. I love looking at all the details, but I'm like, okay, this is obviously set up so you can buy something. And I was like, well, I'm out of here. But yeah, overall, I didn't feel like I missed out on those experiences.
Yeah.
I was still I was like, still like being like, there's so much to process. So
yeah, you'll be fine. Ogre's Cantina. We were lucky enough to get in there. Yeah, I mean, they force you to buy drinks and stuff, which I mean, that's kind of expected. We weren't really feeling like getting
proper
drunk
drinks, yeah,
or anything. So we were just like, so we just both like, I got like, okay, here's one tip. I just got the cheapest food item because I was like, you need to buy something, but I don't really, but I didn't really feel like eating. It was horrible. It was like, it was like this dried up food. They call it like batu snack, whatever. Just do not get it. Do not get it. You get the bread or something and spend the extra $2 because it was dead set horrible.
Yeah,
but and then Mike, you got like a Powerade.
Yeah,
we were just buying drinks because we had to. Honestly, all the cocktails and stuff look so good, and I would have. They cost a ridiculous amount, but they're all like they look great and they sound great, but we weren't really in that mood.
Yeah,
but going in the canteen was awesome. The canteen is fantastic.
Awesome vibe. Everyone, everyone's there because you know how to expect. Everyone's playing a certain character in there, so it's amazing. Yeah. So we went in, talked to people from all over the states, from the United States, and my favorite part of that experience was talking to them. So they actually come in and they assign you either like a table or like you get to stand next to people and drink and eat and talk. So as soon as we went to there, very friendly, and we were just talking, and it just felt like we were actually in Star Wars. I actually felt like we were like just talking to the next people while we were
talking to some scum and villainy.
Talking to some scum and villainy while we were going to our next destination. So it definitely just felt like that. And I loved the vibe in there. You had DJ Rex spinning some records, and then you had the bartenders walking around just passing out drinks and stuff, and just all the vibes in there. And we took lots of good photos in there. It was
it was just a great vibe. And like it's kind of hard with the whole reservation thing, and like if you can make a reservation, do it. We didn't do any of that, and we just got lucky and we got to go in. I think there's like a standby line or something. I don't know how.
I don't know how he did it. Works. I don't know how he's the one that
I don't even know what I did, to be honest. We just got in the end.
He got it for us while we were. Oh, I think it was through the app, through the Disney World app, but. Or whatever, Disney Parks app. He's the one that got it while we were in line for the Smugglers Run for the second time. Yeah. So there's that. I don't know how we did it, but he got us.
Point is, if you want to do it, you should be able to do it. Like, don't stress about the reservation thing. Because I did read that online. I was like, oh, but then it just worked out in the end, so it's all good. It did. Yeah, Cantina vibes were great. Met a few lovely guys in there. I really want to go back there when I'm like, have more money to spend so I can just buy some nice cocktails and all that. Yeah. Because I've seen some photos and stuff, so I was really to try that out.
Mine was really cool.
Even yours was just like a normal Powerade or whatever, and it looked and everything, and it had a great theme, and it was cool. Was good. We already touched on it, but Doc Ondars, I mean, we already kind of said what we have to say. It's cool, but it's like, and that's where probably some of the coolest shopping stuff is, but it's also like, there's a lot going on there. It's like, oh, this could be something just a bit better. Right. Like, because they have the really cool animatronic thing. We didn't even talk about the Hondo one. So good.
I forgot. That was really good. And even his video message beforehand. Hey, it's me, Hondo. Yeah, that was good.
For sure. But Doc Hondo is not great. But I mean, like, it's awesome, but like, has potential to probably be a lot better. Something not in Galaxy's Edge, but I want to touch on Star Tours. Did it for the first time. If you're in Disneyland and you're a Star Wars fan, go do it. It's super fun. I'm selling a job, but you literally do just sit in a box and it moves around. But it's awesome, like very immersive, and I enjoyed that.
Did you know about Star Tours before you went there?
Honestly, I'd heard about it, like Star Tours, but I was kind of like, what is Star Tours?
It's a little photo booth.
I kind of knew like that was like I had this vague idea of it, and then you were like, oh, we should go do that. And then when we were in line, you sort of explained to me properly what it was. And I was like, oh, okay. Because as I say, I just don't know anything about like theme parks or anything. Like, that's just not my field. But yeah, I really enjoy Star Tours. And it's just as simple as if you're at Disneyland and you're there for Star Wars purposes, go do that because it's fun and it's worth doing.
Yeah, it's worth doing.
And you don't have to wait that long compared to the other lines.
And I think it's a rewritable ride just because every time you get a different scenario.
Yeah, I went and did it the day after, and I really liked it. It was the same scenario, but I still.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I guess luck wasn't on your side, but usually it's a different scenario each time, and it's listen. Before Galaxy's Edge, I rode that one like 3 times, and I was just each time I was buzzing after. I was that was the coolest Star Wars experience ever. So just imagine what that was and compared to what they have now with Galaxy's Edge and stuff like that. But ride Star Tours, and you rode Hyperspace. Was it Hyperspace Mountain or just?
I did. Yeah. Oh, Michael's on that. This was the day that I just went back for a few hours, and I ended up like the line was kind of short, and I was like, you know what, I'll just do it. And that was super cool. Once again, like I'm not a big like roller coaster ride theme park person, but I was like, for a roller coaster being what it was, I was like, it was pretty epic. It's pretty much just a roller coaster, but it's in the dark and it's Star Wars themed and there's Star Wars noises and Star Wars projectors and it's all very cool. And I really enjoyed that. I was bummed that Mike wasn't with me, to be honest, but yeah, it was very fun. And that's honestly everything I think I have to say about Galaxy's Edge. That's all the big things we did. Do you have anything you want to touch on before we wrap it up?
Stay the night. Stay there at the night. Take Falcon pictures
go early,
at the night.
Stay late.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And actually, they have a fireworks show at the night, which we kind of saw. We were already going back, but the fireworks in itself were really nice and added to the experience of what I saw from them in the land. But my God, the Falcon pictures at night that we took were just
they're on Instagram. Go check them out.
They were literally perfection. We look so cool. It's just at night it's a whole different other vibe too. So stay the night, explore around, and actually we didn't even talk about the shops where we got this stuff from because they have they have shops out there that make it look like you're visiting marketplaces, and one of them has a Lothcath in it. So that was really cool.
That was dope.
But other than that, it's just like you go in. I mean, even if you're not buying anything, I still think it's cool to check out.
Yeah, as I said,
each shop out. Actually, check out Chopper in one of them. But go to each shop. I go to each shop and just check them out and stuff like that.
With
Chopper. But
also, I need to say this. When I was reading up on Galaxy's Edge beforehand, I was trying to figure out, all right, is one day enough or is 2 days? If you go from the start on day one and you stay to the end, 1 day is enough. If you really just want to do the Star Wars stuff, 1 day is perfectly fine. Like in hindsight, I would have done that. I only did the extra day because I'd already had the ticket and I couldn't refund or anything. So I was like, whatever. But I mean, don't get me wrong. Going back the second day was fun, and I got to redo the rides, and it was super good. And it sort of like just ingrained the memory more into me. But at the end of the day, if you're like, oh, I don't want to do it because I don't want to have to go for 2 days, just go for 1 day. Just make the most of it, though, is all I'd say. If you're kind of like don't have the energy to do that full day experience, then maybe do the 2 days. But 1 day, if you're willing to just go early, stay late, do the 1 day.
Yeah, and oh my God, I just be prepared to have lots of fun, and if you do the rides, be prepared to stay in line a little bit longer.
That's the other thing, because so much of your time gets taken up with the rides. That's why you go the whole day.
Yeah. I think with yours, if you go the whole day, you'll be fine. I felt like I had enough. If I had a ticket to go again, I would have to experience it all again, but it was because I didn't even try the green milk. How was the green milk?
Oh yeah, the green milk. I mean, blue milk definitely better. Green milk tasted the same as the blue milk, but just citrusy.
Oh gosh,
that's what I'd say.
And listen, you guys, we got to experience it together for our first times together at Galaxy's Edge. So that it was like in itself, like it was cool to experience it with you, just because it was like, oh man, like we're on the same wavelength with Star Wars. Yeah. So other than being friends, it was just like cool to experience it in both ways, in both regards. So take a buddy with you that will equally enjoy it with you,
or a brother or family member, whatever.
Anyone, sister.
If you can find someone in your life that appreciates Star Wars, try and go with that person, because that made the experience a lot better.
Yeah.
But also, I would just say overall, it would probably be better to go with someone just to like share the experience. But if you want to go by yourself, like I was in there for like 2-3 hours by myself, and it was fine. Like definitely fun with someone, but going by yourself was cool too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's Galaxy's Edge. That's our review, and mind you, this is like a month late, so there's probably little things that we forgot to mention. But I mean, the experience was fantastic. I'm sure, as you can hear, we both really enjoyed it. We'll both go back eventually. I don't know when, but eventually.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the review. Hope you enjoyed today's podcast. Do all the podcast stuff, like the video, subscribe, give us a 5-star rating, follow us on Instagram, Stars_Exchange for me, all _stars for him. Follow the podcast page at the SW Exchange on Instagram. A lot of podcast content coming out there. But yeah, just thanks so much for supporting. If you listen to the podcast till the end, we really appreciate the people that do. So
yeah, thanks guys.
Yeah, shout out to all you guys. But yeah, that was Galaxy's Edge. We'll see you all very soon. Don't know when, but for another podcast. Thanks for listening. May the force be with you. See you later.
Yes.